Hi YouTube, this is Janica C after a loss. Happy New Year's Eve. I see the ball will be dropping in about another hour and 45 minutes. Well, as you know, today was my ultrasound and I was completely nervous. When we got there like an hour early, so I had already drank the water I was supposed to drink, and I had to use the restroom. And what I ended up doing was, I told my boyfriend, I said, call me when you're ready for me, because I have to walk around, because if I sit still, I will go and use the bathroom. But before I went to my ultrasound, that morning, or this morning, I bought 2 more pregnancy tests just to be sure, and I promised myself that this will be my last one, because I figured that the ultrasound would tell me what I want to know and I wouldn't need to test anymore. But this is the one I took uh, right before I went to the ultrasound, and this the positive line showed instantly, as in soon as the urine started to get close to where the positive line should have been at, the test line should be, it was already blue. And this is the result. As you can clearly see, which I probably put it in the background so you see better, it's darker than the control line. So when I seen how dark it was, I started to feel a little bit better. As you see, darker than control, so I started to feel a little bit better. So back to the ultrasound. So how about after 15 to 20 minutes of walking around, nervous, my nerves, I'm texting everybody. I didn't tell about it on Facebook, but I'm texting everybody, wondering, telling them I'm scared, I'm nervous, I don't know what to expect, I don't know anything. I spent like the last couple of weeks reading up on belighted ovums, where you have a gestational sac that doesn't grow, and on every possible thing, and how your HCG can double and it still not be a viable pregnancy. Like, I've been reading up on everything, and I haven't been able to really relax, no matter how much everybody kept saying, just relax and enjoy the fact that, you're pregnant, this is your miracle baby. And I myself should have listened and relaxed, because my last HCG draw, which was the 23rd of December, was 9/14. Now, I remember I shared with y'all that 914 was the highest my beta has ever gotten with any of my pregnancies. With my tubal, that was the highest beta I received with my tubal, was 300 and something, and actually the day before, my beta was 2 something, and the doctor had wanted to see it at 4. And it was a low 300, which he, considered the doubling time was starting to slow down, which is how they, figured out it was a tubal pregnancy. So that's the highest my beta has ever been with my previous pregnancies, was 2 to 300. So a 900, I went from a 41 on December the 16th to a 914 on the 23rd, which is actually 7 days in between time. They said viable pregnancies will have at least a 35% increase with 2-day exchange. My 2-day exchange was a 124% increase. So it was pretty good to see that even with a normal viable pregnancy, they were like a 35% increase. And my increase was 124% within 2 days. So, that made me feel a lot better. And it just still feels weird that I have no real pregnancy symptoms besides, being tired, being extremely hungry at times, urinating a lot, and being nauseous comes and goes. It's starting to come a lot more than what it used to, but it's just nausea as of right now. Would I like for that to change? Not really, but if it does, it is what it is. So, my boyfriend finally calls me about 20 minutes after walking around and said that they was ready for me. And I was in the bathroom and I had just released some of my bladder because I had to do something. So I was like, okay, so I rushed downstairs and um, we went in the back. I went in the room and the ultrasound tech told me. She said, well, this is ultrasound. It's a few ultrasounds. She said, first we're going to do your reproductive organs, and then from there I will do it internal because most likely with you being 6 weeks, we won't see much or if anything at all, and I will have to do an internal, and even then I can't guarantee that I will see anything. I did not know at this time that I was not able to see the ultrasound in progress. I did not know that I was not able to see anything or ask any questions about anything. Um, I did not agree with this, and I did not find this helpful for me because, like I said, I couldn't see the ultrasound screen. I did not know what was going on. I did not know what she seen or what she saw. I was just laying there while she was taking images and measuring and everything else like that, and it kind of scared me because I thought this was an ultrasound where I could see everything that's going on, and if they see anything, I was able to watch it the whole time, find out how far along I really was, if there was a heartbeat, if I could see it, and everything. And this turned out to not be it, which is weird. Um, it was a viability ultrasound, but I thought at least that they would be able to let me see something. So as far as I know, I don't know anything, which is kind of heartbreaking for me. But so as the ultrasound started, she went directly for my uterus, which is of course the middle or by your pelvic bone, and she stayed there for a while. And I was like, okay, I know for a fact when they measuring your uterus, from ultrasounds before, did they move the wand around to measure your uterus long ways, short ways, every way, but she stayed in the middle. So I'm thinking maybe she seen the baby at that time. I'm not for sure. I didn't know, so I asked her. I said, well, if you see anything, could I see? And she said, well, because you're so early, we may see something, we may not. I can't really answer a lot of your questions. I'll let you know if if your question is to the point where I know I can't answer it because I'm not the doctor. I can't tell you. And I was like, okay. So she went and did everything on the outside. She said, okay, empty your bladder and let's go ahead on and do the internal ultrasound. So she started the internal ultrasound, and I was just laying there like, she should have seen something by now. I mean, she should have seen something as soon as she went in, because she kept telling me to lift up, because I do have a tilted uterus. She said, your uterus is in a unique shape. She said, you have a tilted uterus. It's tilted a little bit towards the back, which makes it a little bit harder to see things. From what she said, she was like, from the way I knew what to do, she said, your uterus is a weird shape. So it's not a shape that would cause a miscarriage itself. I just have a uterus tilted back, which I was told that a long time ago, years ago. I was told I had a uterus that's tilted towards my back. So, I'm just laying there, and she's pressing, and she's like, hold on, and she's pressing, and she was like, are you having any pain, or have you had any pain, and what happened in your previous pregnancies? And I told her I miscarried, And she was like, what's the furthest you made? I told her about 4 to 5 weeks. At the most, it was 7 weeks and 6 days. And then I lost the baby. And she was like, okay. So automatically me thinking that her asking those questions meant that their baby didn't grow from last time, because they had my ultrasound from when I had it at the hospital, and it was just a gestational sac measuring 4 weeks 5 days. So I was starting to feel the worst, and so then she kept the probe in, and she said, okay, I need you to hold still. So I was like, what is she doing? I never was told to hold still before. So I held still. And then she said, okay, I need you to hold your breath. So I held my breath for a couple seconds. And then she was like, well, okay. And you guys, she turned the screen around, and there was a baby. I started to cry. I looked back because they made my boyfriend sit way back there so he couldn't see the ultrasound. And I looked at him, and she was like, you see that flicker right there? And I looked back at him. I said, the baby has a heartbeat. And I started to cry. It was the first time but we've ever seen anything on the ultrasound screen before. So he jumped up and he came to the screen, and she pointed out to him. She was like, do you see the flicker? The flicker right there. And you could just see the flickering just going off. She was like, that's the baby. That's the baby. Which is, of course, the baby had a heartbeat because the heart was beating. So I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, can I get a picture? She was like, well, because it's not an emergency or a stat ultrasound, I can give you one picture. But I asked her what was the baby's heart rate, and she said I was pushing it with my questions limit, that she was not able to tell me that I would have to wait until I go to my doctor for a follow-up to find that out. And the only reason why I asked was because the blood pressure medicine that I am on does transfer to the baby, but it doesn't harm the baby. Um, it lowers my heart rate, but it'll also lower the baby's heart rate. And I just, I want to make sure there's nothing wrong with the baby with the heart rate. The medication is what's doing it. I didn't want the doctor to think, oh, the heart rate is too low, blah blah blah. But she knows what medicine I'm on, and she wants me to continue to take it. So I couldn't find out the heart rate. I could not find out how far along I actually was, because there was a baby there to actually measure. Very small, yes, of course, but it was there to measure. And I did not see a yolk sac, but I think it was a yolk sac inside with the baby with the heartbeat, and my gestational sac did grow. Um, It was nice and round and filled with fluid, and it was hard to see the baby, but you seen the flick. She had to go in and out, and when she went in, you just seen it just going and going, and I was like, oh. So, we got two pictures. One is on the refrigerator, and here's the other one. Like I said, I don't know how far along I am. Hopefully you guys can see it, because she actually put an arrow and pointed towards where the baby was. I don't think this is a good picture, because the picture was I don't think she could have given me a clearer picture, because I would have been able to distinguish different things or measurements, and they can't give me nothing. So this is all I have, and I will show you here. Uh, so there you go. You can see everything on the side. Hold on. There you go. And see where it says baby, and the little arrow with a dot, and I can't pretty much distinguish nothing else, but it's this light behind me that's making it a little harder to see. So let me do this. So this is uh there you go. Now I'm gonna try to get as close as I can. I think that is the yolk sac right there. So this is everything. This is what I was able to see. Well, on this picture, on the ultrasound machine itself, on the monitor, I was able to see the flicker. I seen the flicker, the little small little. I don't even know what to call it. It was just so small, and then you see a little, and then that's all I really seen. But first time ever, I came home from an ultrasound with a picture. And I thought it was weird that she only gave me a quarter of the picture, but that's all she could give me. So yes, ladies, it's official. There is a baby in there with a heartbeat. I'm not for sure what my um, estimated due date is according to the baby length or how the heart rate was. I couldn't see it. I couldn't, of course, I couldn't hear it, but I couldn't see it or anything. So I'm kind of still left in the dark until the 6th, but I should have another ultrasound done on the 14th because I have 2 more prenatal appointments before I settle down with my one doctor that I really want. I'm going to 2 more doctors after this one to find out which one I really want to go to. Because I don't like being in the loop like the way I am. Like I said, if I was really extremely worried about miscarriage or having issues or complications, I would just be in limbo and waiting, and I would not appreciate it. So, okay then, ladies. I wish y'all a happy new year, and I hope y'all bring it in safe. Please, please pray for me and Baby Flicker, because that's all I could call him right now, is Baby Flicker. Oh, and of course, it's a boy. That's what my boyfriend said. He was like, you might as well buy everything for a boy, because that's what it is. And just to see his expression on his face when he jumped up to see it on the screen and she pointed it out, and we seen it, and I was like, how does it feel to actually see your baby heartbeat and to know your baby is in there and is alive and is beating away? And he said it feels good because he's like, thank you, Jesus, we finally seen something on ultrasound. I seen my baby. And when he put the baby's ultrasound picture on the refrigerator, he was like, that's his baby's first drawing. So, alright then, ladies, I'm over the moon, ecstatic. A good way to bring in New Year's. Besides me probably going to sleep here soon, but thank you so much for your prayers, your patience, and your good well wishes. It's starting to look like everything is going in the right direction. I will come to you again for an update on Monday. I'll be 7 weeks Monday, but I'm not for sure. I'll find out the officials after I come back from the doctor, but for my last menstrual period, I'll be 7 weeks on Monday. Alright then, ladies. I'll talk to you later. Bye.